Good morning. You're tuned into LoveLinked on IntellectualRadio.com. I'm the host and creator, Brandy R. Love. And on the phone, we have actor, writer, extraordinaire. I love her, L.A. Holtz. Good morning.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I am awesome. Thank you so much for having me today.
You're welcome. Are you cold?
Am I cold?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh no, I'm all right.
So, L.A., did you always want to be in entertainment?
I knew from the time I could comprehend the world that I wanted to be in entertainment. Yes.
So, did you start acting at a young age?
I did actually. I was into music more. I actually started in music. Been trained professionally as an opera singer since the age of 11, and then I switched to theater when I got to college. But I was acting professionally in high school as well.
So did you run into a lot of obstacles trying to achieve your goals during that time?
Not really, because I had a supportive family. My mother and father were very supportive of my sister and I in our extracurricular activities. And I think that's all the difference in the world when you have a great support system.
For those of you who don't know, you were Stacy in The Awakening. I'm like, oh, I have got to interview you.
Yes, I portrayed Stacy in The Awakening, which was Marquita's roommate in the 6th season, always getting into some kind of trouble, trying to pay rent. So, yes, I was Stacy.
Now, I remember this, and I remember I can wake back up and watch it. Like, why did it come on so late, though? I'm like, come on, I'm sleepy, and I want to see this, but I'm like, oh, gotta stay up and watch Awakening.
You know what? It actually worked out for the best because the police told us during the time The Awakening was on, we had over 3 million viewers every week. Crime went down in Chicago. So it was actually the perfect time for the city.
And what channel did that used to come on?
It came on Channel 38, but then they sold themselves, and I think that's around the time that we went off of that channel. But The Awakening is actually shown all over the world now.
So you're thinking about doing a reboot?
Yeah, Apostle Dr. Clifford E. Turner, which is the creator, writer, executive producer of The Awakening, along with Liberty Temple and the Drama Ministry. He is thinking about doing The Awakening, the reboot of it. And so details will come out for that soon. We just did the taping this past weekend for the 25-year anniversary for that. And it was, the fans came out 25 years later. It was absolutely amazing. We had an awesome time.
Now, were you on the same season with Tiffany Curtis?
Yes, she was my roommate.
Oh, look at that throwback.
Yes. I was her roommate in the 6th season. So Marquita Perry and Stacy were extremely close because we lived together. And then we had a third roommate come in, but we had to kick her out because she was way too, she was doing the most, basically.
But do you think that we're going to bring Awakenings back on syndicated television? You think that's an answer for crime?
Oh, I think that that it would definitely help with what's going on, especially in our city. So we pray that the finances come in for The Awakening. And so if there are any listeners out there who want to give, please go to the Awakening website and give so that the Apostle Turner and his staff can get it back going. So that is definitely an answer for the crime. The art period is an answer for the crime, because the children and the youth really don't have a positive outlet because the funds have been snatched out of the public school.
So let's talk about Kingdom Citizens Ministries.
Okay. So I am the, I guess you would call what we say overseer of the Kingdom Citizens Ministries, where I am the pastor or prophetess over that ministry. We are a non-traditional ministry of the performing and creative arts. So we do not have a traditional church where you go to like a Sunday service and have church. No, what we do is we travel around with plays, movies, and we minister to the audiences at the end of our productions. And we have a team of ministers that work with us and are affiliated with us. Like we have Prophet Dickey from 102.3, Prophet Waverly, and then the person who's over what I do is Apostle Bill McNeely. And along with the ministers in the cast, most of my cast members are saved individuals that are also in ministry at their respective churches as well.
So let's talk about Dance Me a Poem. Is that a spoken word show that you have?
Actually, my first major production that went up in 2005, sold out at the DeSable Museum, and it had a cast of about 30. And it was, it's one of the favorites because it has spoken word and dance in it. And it was an absolute amazing show. And people actually have been asking me to bring that show back.
So you have a really nice project coming up called 13 Women.
Yes, I'm so excited about that, Brandy. I mean, everybody is so looking forward to it.
And so tell us, where is that going to be held?
Okay, so 13 Women is what I have play, and now we're doing 13 Women, the movie. And so the movie is the project that we just began filming on last weekend. And so it's going to be in theaters coming soon, 2017, somewhere around November. And 13 Women, the play, was the original piece. And then I wrote 13 Women Part 2, Kingdom Reveal, which is Part 2 to the original. And that went very well. We've done that about 4 or 5 times already. And now we're doing the movie so we can reach more people. And basically, do you want me to tell you what it's about?
Yes.
Okay, great. 13 Women is a movie that is told from the perspective of the main character, Pastor Grace Mercy, who's played by Minya Coleman, and the Kingdom Center, in which her husband, Franklin Mercy, played by Calico Coleman, encouraged her to start. Now, the Kingdom Center becomes like the meeting place for these amazing women to face their issues by allowing Pastor Grace Mercy to introduce them to the love of God in a non-traditional way. But, we know in reality that all 13 women may not make it, but 13 Women is a what you would call a Christian film, but I call it a kingdom film because it's not religious. It's about showing the viewing audience how to develop a relationship with our Heavenly Father. And it also shows them the reality of how God can bring them out of the worst situations if they want to be out of the worst situations. He is here to help us. And so these 13 characters are off the chain. We've got, I brought back some of the original characters from the first production. And we've got like the suicide character played by awesome woman of God. Her name is Siobhan Ballard. And also, one of my favorite characters is homosexuality, played by my sister Cicely Wilson. And we also have a lot of other favorites like Side Chick. We've got Adopted, played by Tracy Thompson. Side Chick is one of the audience favorites, played by Queen Khadijah. And I'm sure you've heard of her. She's a wonderful woman of God, spoken word artist. And then we've got the character who's always been cheated on by her husband, and that's played by Lizette Torres. And we've got Church Hurt Childless, who lost her child to police violence. We've got the divorced character played by my mom, Ray Holtz. And we've got like Abortion, played by Ayanna Bush. We've got Fatherless, played by Shantia, who's a cute little 13-year-old girl, and so on and so forth. But we do not highlight all 13 women because I didn't want the movie to be like dragged out. But we highlight about 5 or 6 main characters, and all of them do meet at the Kingdom Center in the film.
So you having a screening for that, or are you doing a production first?
We've already done the production, so it'll be a screening somewhere around November. We're shooting for that.
So that's a lot going on, 13 different problems, and I'm ready to see that. And so what made you want to really start advocating for women's issues?
Well, I just think that oftentimes women, we know how to hide hurt, and it takes somebody to see beneath the surface of the smiles and the cries and the laughs to get to the root of an issue, because the Father wants us to walk out culture while we're here on earth. And a lot of people are not taught how to do that, and he doesn't want us walking around suffering. And I know that is one of my assignments, to reach the people where they are, to get them out of those particular situations by using what the Father has given me, which is the gifts of the creative and performing arts.
And so, LA, before you leave, tell us your social media accounts.
And reach me on at capital L period, capital A period, HOLTS. You can reach me on Instagram at the Scribal Prophet, and my Twitter is at 13 Women.
So thank you so much for calling. I'm looking forward to screening that project and possibly collaborating on some projects with you as well.
Absolutely. Oh, and my website, go to www.flashmediagroups.com. My new play is this Saturday at 7 p.m. if you guys want to check that out. And Tiffany J. Curtis is also in that production. And
what's the location for that?
It's going to be in Hobart, Indiana at Advancing Christ Kingdom Ministries.
Okay, guys, so make sure you go to their website and check out their information. LA, thank you so much, and I look forward to meeting you, and you have a great rest of the day.
Oh, you also, and thank you for having me on your show. You be blessed.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.
We're going to go ahead and take a break. You're tuned into LoveLinked on IntellectualRadio.com. Hi, guys. And we're back. You're tuned into LoveLink on IntellectualRadio.com and iHeartRadio station. I'm the host and creator, Brandy R. Love. And in the second half, we have actor Brandon Wallace. Good morning, Brandon.
Good morning, Brandy.
How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, enjoying the weather.
Okay, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, born and raised on the south side of Chicago, jack of all trades, actor, audio engineer, writer. I do just about a little bit of everything in media.
Know that you want to have this broad spectrum career in entertainment?
Not really. I always just wanted to be an actor, but I came up with this whole thing where if I can be on camera, I'm gonna see if I could do stuff behind the camera.
Which is needed as well. So
yeah, but I still prefer to be on camera.
So where did you receive your training?
I did my undergrad studies when I was at Chicago State University. I majored in audio and video production and I minored in theater. So I have a strong background in theater, and the same thing as well with grad school. Minored in theater, majored in radio and television broadcasting.
And so what obstacles did you run into just trying to pursue your goals?
The biggest obstacle, definitely, when you tell people that you want to be an actor, people just kind of look like that's not really a real goal. But yeah, I get that all the time. Like, people are like, why don't you want to be like a doctor or a lawyer? I'm like, this is what I do. I've been doing this for years. I noticed that I could be an actor when I was younger, and I used to be able to, play sick and get out of going to school or play. Yeah, I figured this out when I was a kid. I would be able to do just about anything and people would believe me.
What was your first project like?
My first project, actually, I was at Chicago State University. No, I was in high school. I went to Calumet, class 2007. My class was the last class before they closed it. But After School Matters was actually my first acting, my first gig in acting, just putting together like a small play. And that's when I really fell in love with it.
You guys make sure you support After School Matters projects because they birth talent. My best friend Renee Walker was here last month, and she's a teacher, a film producer, and it really is a good. We have to make sure we keep the arts in Chicago, right?
Yes.
So definitely. Did you get the classic LA talk like, oh, you're gonna have to move to LA if you want something to happen?
I definitely did, but I got the LA talk. Then a couple of years ago, I got the big Atlanta talk. Like, Atlanta's coming up. If you want to pursue a career in acting, that's the place you need to go. But I was like, Chicago's kind of coming up too. So, I wanted to, since I was born and raised in Chicago and I already got a lot of connections, I was trying to, stay here. I already kind of got my foot in the door. So I'm just hoping that, that foot turns into a whole step eventually.
So you're also a promotions coordinator at CBS Radio?
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Well, usually people at my job, salespeople, put together these events, and I don't want to say I'm the best, but I am the best. I go out and I host events for the station, and I've been doing this for about 5 years, made a lot of connections. People love me. I guess a lot of people say that I'm a totally different person when you basically put a microphone in my hand. And I actually have people at the station that are trying to push me towards doing like an on-air thing because they said I have the talent for it.
So what do you like better? You said you like being on screen better than you like behind the scene. Why is that?
Mainly because I'm a class clown. So I like to be seen and I love to be heard. I just even really big clown. I love to make people laugh and I love to make people smile. So if I could do that by being on camera, that's my goal in life.
Speaking of laughing, let's talk about Really Low Radio, the court show with Eugene. Hey, Eugene. So how did you come to be cast in the episode of that?
It was actually something that Eugene, my frat, go mob frat.
Plug.
Yeah, it was actually something that he kind of put together. He wanted to, I guess, help people that were help people that wanted to do media. So anybody, aspiring actors, directors, videographers, and stuff like that. He basically gave us a place where we could showcase our skills and find out what we need to work on and stuff like that. And really good. I had a lot of fun, met a lot of people, especially that was my first time meeting Alonzo, and
I know that was a blast.
yeah.
Well, that's a whole show by itself right there.
Yeah. If you actually any of you guys that have watched the video, you could see everybody said that I'm serious, but I'm trying my hardest not to just bust up laughing from Alonzo. So yeah, it was a lot of fun, and it was just comedy all
It was
throughout
just
the day.
it's just constant. What do you guys do behind the scenes with?
Behind the scenes, it was a lot of joking, a lot of playing. Alonzo is he's just like a
Crazy.
naturally funny dude, no matter where he is. We were trying to be serious, and he would just say something, and everybody would just die laughing. Most serious thing, he would probably be serious, but with Alonzo, you just never know. He's such a hilarious person.
So what projects are you working on as a coming up?
Coming up, I actually have a couple of my own projects. I'm in the middle of writing a couple of different scripts. Hopefully get to connect with Lonzo and a couple of other people on that. Yeah, more comedy. I'm also in the process of the scripts and trying to get my foot in the door more acting wise. So looking for casting calls and things like that. Also hosting events. I definitely love hosting events. I do it for a living. So if anybody needs any events or anything like that, I could definitely do that. But overall, I'm just trying to create a bigger presence in media, and I think it's working so far.
You think we need to do for young African American males to kind of get the structure back together?
To get the structure back together, I would definitely say those need to be supported more,
Yes.
especially those in the arts, because um, like I said, when I tell people even when I was growing up and I told people I want to be an actor, everybody was like, yeah, that's what you want to do. But if you tell, when you're young and you tell somebody like, hey, I want to be a football player or I want to be a basketball player, they're like, oh yeah, go for it. Shoot for the stars. So you gotta kind of, spread that enthusiasm and that support all the way around. You just can't focus everything on sports because not everybody, is going to play sports. I mean, I love football. I was really good in football, got a lot of football trophies, but at the same time, that's not really where my heart is.
So do you think you're going to try to form like a mentoring program or something just for the arts to get everybody back together?
Oh, definitely. I would love to do that. I'm actually in the process of doing that as well. So, um, anybody listening, all you guys on live right now, just pay attention to Brandy. I'm going to be in constant contact with her because I got a lot of different ventures coming up. Definitely trying to help everybody. And I know, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Definitely
Support.
trying to support. Yeah, that's my biggest thing. Support. Trying to make as many connections as possible. Because one thing I learned in the media world, even with the experience that I have, it always comes down to it's not necessarily what you know, but who you know.
That's sad but true though, isn't it?
Yes, even working at CVS.
Wow. So before you leave, tell us your social media accounts.
Well, on social media, on Facebook, you could find me at Brandon Gomob Wallace, MA. For those of you that I don't know, MA, stands for Masters of Arts. Got that at Central Michigan University. So Brandon Gomob Wallace, MA. That's my Facebook. On Instagram, you can definitely find me at Brandon J Wallace, all one word. That's my professional page, and currently don't really have a Twitter. I've never been a tweeter. Is that what they call them, tweeters?
Yeah, tweeters.
But yeah, so I'm
Oh, you
getting
don't
back
like
to
Twitter
it.
like that?
Yeah,
You got to get into it. I couldn't stand it either, but it helps you make a lot of connections.
I mean, I have a Twitter page. I just gotta, get it back going because I would check it like every week or so, and I was like, this is not enough. But I'm getting back into it. But definitely, I'm constantly on Instagram and constantly on Facebook. So if you guys definitely want to hit me up, I'm always around to talk. I'll be in constant contact with Brandy. So any ventures I have, you guys just look out for them.
You have any shout outs? Anybody want to say what's up?
Definitely big what's up to any of my Phi Beta Sigma brothers. Shout out to any blue and white out there. Eugene, I see Malcolm. Shout out to Malcolm. That's a cool guy right there. Really talented. Just anybody in Chicago. Shout out to everybody that's trying to put in work and, make moves and make Chicago great. We gotta stop all this negative stuff that's going on in Chicago and show people why it's good to stay here.
Hey, Brandon, thank you so much for, we had a lot of fun. We got a lot of connections we have to make. Mm-hmm. Guys, we're going to go ahead and take a break. You're tuned into LoveLinked on IntellectualRadio.com. And we're back. You're tuned into LoveLinked on IntellectualRadio.com and iHeartRadio station. You have just experienced Sam Trump. You can go to his page at Sam Trump so that you can purchase some of his music. He's on and popping. Guys, I just want to take some time to remind you, I will be at the Black Girls Hustle Hard Expo this Saturday. And if you want to be a vendor, you can contact Keisha at blackgirlshustleharder@gmail.com. That's Saturday, March 25th from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. at St. Elizabeth Parish Hall. Guys, also, too, I would like some feedback, what you think about the show. You can inbox me on Facebook or email me, brandyrlove@gmail.com. Instagram is at brandyrlove@gmail.com. Twitter is at brandylove@gmail.com. Also, if you need your show promoted, you can also email me or inbox me. Thank you for supporting the show. I love you guys. I'll see you next week. You've been LoveLinked. Bye.